Live pictures coming to us here in the newsroom. It seems the crowds are growing even minute by minute. Our reporter Mel is on the ground. Mel, what is the situation at the moment? It seems like police are in a more heightened alert position than they were even half an hour ago.
Well, I'd say, Laura, in the last half an hour, police are now essentially outnumbered. You can see they have turned out in the hundreds. I mean, at the front of the QV market here, essentially half an hour ago, this was relatively empty. We just saw hundreds of police standing in front of the CFMEU union headquarters, but now they're out in full force and they're representing the 300,000 workers in the industry after the government announced a shutdown of the construction sector yesterday after imposing a mandatory vaccine yesterday, essentially saying that everyone needs to have a... Okay, see, this is some of the... You can hear as well behind me some of the... So obviously media are targeted in these events as well, Laura, but look, we're just trying to portray exactly what's happening here on site. Mandatory vaccines have been implemented into the industry. Now everyone working in construction by September the 23rd needs to have a vaccine. It's getting quite heated, Laura. You can see...
Mel, thank you. Look, you stay safe. It is a difficult situation there on the ground, and it's really difficult for reporters working in these circumstances as well. You can see some of the protesters. We've seen this in protests gone by, that the mainstream media is often targeted. But look, Mel, to date, this morning, I know you were there very early on, and it was very quiet. But then steadily from around 9:30, 10 a.m, the crowd did grow and police were almost the first to be there. Now we can see, as we heard from Mel, more than 1,000 protesters, it would seem. That there's only been chanting, a lot of swearing so far, but no violence. There's been a slight provocation of police, but it certainly hasn't descended into the scenes that we did see yesterday. Police are there in their hundreds. We've got mounted police, the riot squad as well, and they are at the ready. But this means that this Melbourne street has been at a standstill for a number of hours now. We heard from union officials as well. They blamed a lot of this violence yesterday on anti-vaxxers, right-wing extremists that had really hitched their wagon to the union movement. But look, that has been dismissed by some quarters this morning as well. And it's really, to be honest, hard to tell the difference, particularly in a situation like this. But we know there's a lot of high vis, there's a huge police presence there, and the standoff continues this morning. And we will be covering this right throughout the day. We'll keep you up to date on every single movement.